Hi everyone. Today we'll see what is verification and validation. It sounds simple. It sounds same. Verification and validation. Many of us think that both are same, but it has a vast difference when considering with software engineering. So verification is nothing but are we building the product right, and validation is are we building the right product. What it is? It is quite confusing. Am I right? So are we building the product right? It means that there is some standards or a document which is checked and accordingly the document is built. The software should conform to its specification. That is nothing but your SRS. Validation is are we building the right product? That is the product which is really wanted by the customer. The software should do what the user really requires. That is validation. Okay. So that is why there is a difference between verification and validation. Verification is building a software as per a statement or called as requirements. Validation is nothing but checking whether the product which we have built is as per the needs of the customer. So this V and B must be applied at each stage in the software process. So there are two principal objectives: discovery of defects in the system and assessment of whether the system is usable in an operational situation. So these two principles to be taken care by while building our software. So there are two types of verification normally. One is static verification and another one is dynamic verification. So static verification is concerned with analysis of static system representations, accordingly discovers the problem. It may be supplemented by tool-based document and code analysis. But what is dynamic software testing? As the term describes dynamic, it is concerned with exercising and observing the product behavior. So it is the system is executed with some test data, some inputs are given and its behavior is identified and the outputs are checked whether it matches. So that is called as this dynamic software testing. So static, it is concerned with checking the software without execution. Dynamic software testing is nothing but checking or exercising the software to a condition and then observing how it performs. So these are the two different types of verification process. The static verification could be doing with you could do this verification at all stages: requirement specification, high level design, formal specification, detailed design, or your program. So for everything you could do your static verification. So you could do line by line checking, you could review your documents, all those things, and also you could prototype it. And the prototype could also be exercised by static verification. What about this dynamic verification? As we have told, dynamic verification is nothing but we are giving some inputs, exercising the software into a condition and observing the behavior. So we have to give an input and see how it behaves and gives us an output. So in that case, dynamic validation it could be performed only to a program where it is an executable one. Next is program testing. It could reveal the presence of errors and not their absence. This we should clearly know. When we test a software, it could show that if there are some errors, it would show us some indications. But it cannot clearly say that there are no errors in this software or the program. So a successful test is a test that discovers one or more errors. If a test is not discovering any errors, then it doesn't mean that there is error free. It means that our testing is not qualitative, it is not good enough to identify the errors. The only validation technique for non-functional requirements is your program testing. So it should be used in conjunction with static verification to provide full verification and validation coverage. So you should do your testing and also your verification and validation process. So types of testing. One is defect testing, another one is statistical testing. So defect testing is test designed to discover system defects. A successful defect test is one which reveals the presence of defects in a system. What is statistical testing? These are tests designed to reflect the frequency of user inputs. It is used for reliability estimation. So how reliable your software is, that is tested by means of statistical testing. Whereas defect testing is used to locate or identify the defects. So this verification and validation should establish confidence that the software is fit for purpose. This does not mean completely free of defects. Rather, it must be good enough for its intended use. So it should give us a confidence, it should give us a clear statement or clear knowledge that your software is good enough for the purpose for which it has been built. So the type of use will determine the degree of confidence that is needed. So this verification validation process is so important that it establishes the confidence with the user, and it depends on system's purpose, user expectation and marketing environment. So software functions, user expectation and marketing environment factors are checked during the verification and validation process. What is debugging? Defect testing and debugging are distinct process. It is not that testing and debugging are same. Testing will just only locate the errors. Debugging will only correct the errors, repair the errors. Okay, so verification validation is concerned with establishing the existence of defects in a program, whereas debugging will correct and repair those errors. That is very, very important. Okay, what is this verification and validation planning? When should we start? So actually, to say that while requirement analysis itself, this verification and validation planning should start. So careful planning is required to get the most out of testing and inspection process. Planning should start early in the development process. The plan should identify the balance between static verification and testing. Okay, in the next class, so till now we have just known what is verification and what is validation. Verification is checking the software with respect to a requirement. Validation is checking whether the software is as per the customer's need or customer's requirement. Okay, so that is the main thing which we should know in case of verification and validation. So this verification planning will start from requirement analysis phase until we deploy the software at the customer sites. I think you all might have understood what is verification and validation. Let us see in a next topic in the next class. Thank you. Good day.